Hello, everyone. My name is Tom. I'm an ACE certified personal trainer and the owner of Thistle and Stone Personal Training. With today being the last day of 2025 and most people setting goals they hope to achieve in 2026, I thought it'd be a good idea to get the year started right and talk about setting fitness goals and physique goals and how to achieve them. First, some things to think about before changing your level of activity or changing your nutritional intake. It's a good idea to discuss these changes with your doctor or other qualified professional. Personal trainers are good resources for how to increase activity and what activity to do, but if they don't hold additional qualifications, they may not be the most appropriate resource to determine if you're healthy enough to increase activity or change your diet. It may surprise some, but specific nutritional advice is outside of the personal trainer scope of practice. So seeking the advice of a nutritionist or a registered dietitian would be more appropriate for dietary advice specific to you and what's going on with your health. Start with small changes and build from a solid foundation. Set yourself up for success to achieve your goals. This will help reduce the chance of injury or burnout that will cause massive setbacks for you. Fitness and body recomposition takes time. This will be something that you will be working hard on to achieve and then working hard on to maintain for the rest of your life. So you should plan to actively work on these goals for long term. It's not a short term thing. Don't let all your hard work go down the drain by achieving your goals and then resort back to your normal ways, your normal habits, and then you lose all that progress you work so hard to achieve. Accountability helps drive progress. Find some way to hold yourself accountable to actually meet the goals that you've set for yourself. You can work out with friends, post on social media, compete in sports or other competitive events like a community 5K, something like that. Find something that you enjoy that will help push you to make that progress and help you keep yourself accountable to achieve the goals that you've set. Lastly, focus on the big picture and don't overthink things. Sometimes life throws a curveball, you'll get busy, miss a workout, or stray from your diet goals, but it's not a big deal. Don't let small things get in the way of achieving your main goals. You're in it for the long term anyway, so missing a workout or straying from your meal plan isn't going to derail all of the progress you've previously made. Just don't make a habit of it. All right, now let's talk about realistic expectations. Before you can set realistic goals, you need to understand what you can realistically expect to achieve in a certain time frame. So when we talk about weight loss, we're talking about 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week. When we talk about body fat loss, you're looking at about 0.5 to 1% of body fat per week. For resistance training, you're looking at 5 to 10% of increase in weight per week. For cardiovascular training, you're looking at about 10% increase in mileage per week or intensity or volume of training per week. So starting with unrealistic expectations will only lead to frustration and disappointment when you don't actually meet your goals. So make sure that you understand realistic expectations and then base your goals around those realistic expectations. All right, now that you should have a better understanding of what progress you can realistically expect as you move through your goals and achieving those goals, let's start talking about goal setting. So you can set short-term and long-term goals. It's a good idea to schedule check-ins to gauge your progress in achieving your goals and see if any changes need to be made to your plan. Most people probably have heard of SMART goals, and this is a very effective method for maximizing goal achievement. So SMART is an acronym meaning specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. So specific meaning that, like an example of that would be lose weight as a goal versus lose 30 pounds. 30 pounds is more specific than just generically losing weight. Measurable No weigh-ins versus regular weigh-ins. Regular weigh-ins will give you better feedback on how you're progressing. No weigh-ins at all will obviously give you no information that you can work off of. Make sure your goals are achievable. Example is losing 30 pounds in 2 months as being a goal versus lose 30 pounds in 8 months. You're not going to lose 30 pounds in 2 months, at least not in a healthy way. Losing 30 pounds in 8 months is very achievable while maintaining a good steady pace and remaining healthy while you're doing that. And then make sure it's relevant. The goal should be based on what you are interested in, what you want, not based off of what others want for you or think that you should be doing. If it's not important to you, you're less likely to achieve that goal. So make sure it's relevant to you and specific to you as a person. And then time bound. So timely. Make sure that it has an end date. Make sure that you actually give yourself a time that you're going to get this done by. So leaving it open-ended, saying you'll get it done eventually, versus you'll get it done on March 25th, very specific day, is going to be a lot better and a lot more likely that you'll actually meet those goals. All right, so just to give everybody an example, so my goals for 2026 is to be at less than or equal to, right at that 15% body fat mark. My goal date is 31 December, so towards the end of the year, basically the end of the year. And I'm going to measure that monthly, taking an abdominal circumference measurement and then doing the calculations, getting the body fat percent based on the abdominal circumference measurement and my weight. I want to increase muscle mass. Again, end of the year is my goal date, 31 December. I'm going to measure it monthly, measurements taking at the shoulders, chest, bicep, and thigh, and then also looking at that abdominal measurement as well, putting all that together, seeing how the measurements are trending, and make sure I'm moving in the right direction. I'd like to increase strength. Same goal date, 31 December. I'm going to track my overhead press, my bench press, pull-ups, seated row, squats, and deadlift. And then as an overall test of strength, I'm going to be working towards hitting the snatch and clean and jerk as the overall expression of strength and power, being able to move that heavy weight in a very athletic way. And then lastly, I'd like to improve my athletic performance. I'm currently a member of the Ohio Army National Guard. I'm part of the full-time staff, so part of that is being physically fit and having a very good level of athletic performance. So goal date is going to be beginning of October, 1 October. By that time, I want to be hitting a score of 500 on the Army's fitness test. And that's going to consist of the 3-rep max deadlift, the hand release push-up, sprint drag carry, plank, and the 2-mile run. I'm going to assess performance every 3 months, run through a little mock AFT, and make sure that I'm on track to hit that 500 points and get a perfect score at that 1 October mark. So then looking at, are these SMART goals? Are they specific? Are they measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound? And I think yes. I think all those goals that I've set for myself are in fact meeting all those SMART criteria, and for me specifically is going to be achievable in the time frame I've given myself. All right, so in summary, reduce chance of injury or setback and make minor changes, build on those changes over time to make that big change to actually meet your goals. Remember that this is a lifelong process. Once you achieve your goals, you need to keep them. So it's not a set and forget kind of mentality. Once you achieve your goals, you're going to have to work to maintain that and not just completely lose all that progress that you've previously made. Remember that accountability helps drive progress. So find that way to hold yourself accountable to actually meet your goals and be able to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself in a timely manner. Don't overthink things. Focus on the big picture. Don't let those small setbacks destroy your progress. Stay flexible and plan ahead whenever you can. That way you're less likely to hit those setbacks, but understand that life happens. You're probably going to miss a workout. You're going to go off your diet plan every now and then. Just get back into the groove, get back on it, and keep moving forward. Understand that what you can realistically achieve and base those goals off those realistic expectations. Don't set overly ambitious goals that you're probably not going to hit and then just get frustrated that you're not meeting those goals and end up not getting where you want to be. Set realistic expectations for yourself, set realistic goals, and get at it. All right, so thank you for taking the time to watch the video. My email and socials are on the slide. If you enjoyed this and would like to support the channel, please like, subscribe, follow, all that kind of stuff, and consider going to the link in the description to show your support and provide a little bit of monetary support to the channel to help drive more content and help push more information out to everybody. So with that, that's all I got for you guys. Happy New Year. Stay safe. Blessed be. Stay motivated.